I see before I reach home, through a Wi-Fi connection, through my smartphone. So these small things does throw a very rich experience to customers. And I can see it like today, my son who is 13, 14 years of age, he's already started thinking about in these lines, right? In terms of, how smarter ways you can use technology to impact life. And the thinking process is becoming very, very different what we used to think when we were in childhood days. So that's a great opportunity in front of all of us, I see.
Good evening. My name is Rajan Shrungarpure. I am the Managing Director for Vishay Compounds India Private Limited. This is a multinational company, US-based multinational company, although the name sounds very Indian. In India, this operation was acquired when it was Philips. So Philips used to make these components, and now Vishay has acquired this company in India as well as world over. We have 2 plants in India, one in Pune manufacturing passive components, and one in Mumbai manufacturing discrete semiconductors. And we also have a software center in Mugarpeta, from where we give software services or the SAP services to all over the world within Vishay. It is only for capital. This particular unit in Pune has grown since last 10 years because of transfer of plants from various locations world over. So we have transferred plant from Netherlands, from Belgium, from China, from Brazil, from Czech Republic, and you name all these countries. 10, 12 plants we transferred over here, and we have grown multiple. So as a result of that, there are multiple technologies and multiple processes and multiple equipments. And these equipments also are, some of the equipments are very old. So biggest challenge for us is to modernize all those equipments with the latest technology that is available, particularly on the instrumentation side and on the software side. So it is the integration of that. That is the biggest program that we have undertaken since last 5 years. And that is what is continuing. At the moment, we do not gather much data. What is just relevant from the customer point of view, only that much data we gather. Because gathering data and making of no use is a futile exercise. So we just gather data which is needed, which is sufficient, and just required from the customer's point of view. As far as this session is concerned, thanks to Manish, because of him, I'm here. And we have no connection with Cisco. Sorry to say that, but that's the reality. Thank you.
Present Bill Care. If any one of you are here who has not taken a tablet, I may not be relevant to them. But if you have taken a tablet, every third tablet out of 5 is packed in our product. We are in pharmaceutical packaging. I report to around 300 people, some in sales, some in manufacturing. And we have plants in Pune, that is in Rajguru Nagar, Europe, USA, and Singapore. Well, I am glad to be a part of this August gathering, though I did not understand much of what was told. And hope to pick up subsequently as the session progresses. Thank you for inviting me.
I am B.S. Patil from Mahindra & Mahindra. Mahindra & Mahindra is a leading manufacturer of utility vehicles. We have product range right from two-wheelers to maintenance multi-axle trucks. I am from powertrain division, heading the sales and manufacturing department. So we are responsible for putting the new plants and new machines for powertrain. We have around 11 powertrain plants all over India. So actually our company is a multi-locational company, right from Haridwar to Zairabad and Ritsort. Most of the locations we have powertrain plants. Now we have separated our powertrain division to increase our focus on the market. So, thank you, Manish, for calling me for this, inviting for this. Actually, smart manufacturing has been on our agenda when we are making the new powertrain plants. Because, to be very frank, we are not generating much of data in digital format. Because most of our lines so far, 5 years back, were old lines. So now the lines which are put up are now of state-of-art lines where we are generating data, but important is what to do with the data, whether data is required. This debate is always there within the company. I think this might be a relevant topic for today's discussion. Thank you, Manish.
Yeah, my name is Narayan Reddy. I work for Whirlpool. Whirlpool is a multinational, leading multinational in making home appliances. I head the Pune plant. We have 3 plants in India, one in Faridabad, one in Pune, and one in Pondicherry. We are only making the home appliances. I am a strong believer of this smart manufacturing. Recently, I reading a lot of articles on this one. And it may be a trend now, we are looking at it, but next 10-15 years it is going to be a reality. We will see a totally different manufacturing.
It's going to be a way of life.
Yeah. I am working in the manufacturing last 25 years. Whenever I ask some of the engineers who is working in the production area, are you, your son or daughter is going to work in the manufacturing? Many people say, no, I don't want my son to work in manufacturing. But I believe after seeing some of these things, smart manufacturing, more and more engineers may attract towards manufacturing, and people may start telling that, yes, my son is going to work in the manufacturing.
That's where the convergence is happening.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So I would like to know more about it. Manish, thank you for inviting for this.
Thank you.
The CEO of SR Steel Pune facility, which is here, it's about a 3,000 crore company, and it's part of the SR conglomerate, SR Steel, which is about 30,000 crore. In fact, many of our customers, Tata Motors, VE Commercial, Mahindra, they're all sitting here. And I'm heading this unit for the last 9 or 10 months, and it's about, as I mentioned, 3,000 crore company. We are into 110 countries around the world, exporting 45% of India's color-coated steel is exported out of this unit of ours. And having said that, earlier I was 10 months back, I was in Hazira, handling the downstream section of SR Steel, that is to say all this automotive business and all. And having said that, I'm in steel industry for the last 24 to 25 years in Tata Steel and various other companies in India and abroad. Thank you for the invitation.
Good evening, I am Vishwanath from Tata BlueScope Steel. We manufacture pre-engineered steel buildings. That is, whenever you are putting up a factory or a warehouse, you can get in touch with me. I used to be a mechanical engineer. I don't now think I am a mechanical engineer because of the various changes which have come in the manufacturing area. Thank you very much for bringing together all the manufacturing people, the playback singers, because we rarely come to the forefront. And for me, manufacturing is my heart and soul, so I always respect the man behind the machine. But going forward, as he said, probably the kids would love to join manufacturing. I have a different opinion that down the line 5 years, we will have very few people wanting to work on the machines or supervising on the shop floor. So that's the reason why smart manufacturing is a must. But we have the other part is we have a huge population to take care of. So this is a big contrast. We'll have to start working on this, and smart manufacturing we should start thinking about that. So that I feel should be a topic of discussion. Thank you.
It is a JV of Volvo and Eicher. We have 7 plants in India, including one in one in Bangalore, Roscoe. It is Volvo plant. We manufacture truck ranging from 5 tons to 49 tons. I think the topic here is very relevant, and without wasting time, I think we should start the discussion. That's all.
The German manufacturing standard which is evolving in Europe. We all know that it started in the manufacturing first, thank you. The first revolution in manufacturing started at the end of the 18th century, steam engine, and then we moved on to end of 19th century, the early 20th century with the assembly line manufacturing in the US, in Ford, and then the third revolution in manufacturing started in the 60s with control and automation, being part of the manufacturing sector. And now, of course, this manufacturing 4.0 or industry 4.0 or smart manufacturing. So I would like to actually kickstart the discussion, Tirthankar, and everybody is welcome to contribute. What are the key elements which come to your mind which should form part of smart shop floor? This is the question, and just answer. It's not going round and round and round, but anyone can answer, and then we'll have discussion on this point. What are the key elements you feel which come to top of your mind when you think of smart shop floor?
The first and foremost element, that is the human being. Because people have to be smart to manage the smart processes and the smart people.
So it's people.
People. Because if you look at today's education system, I think it is more driven to, in a way of producing more graduates or more diploma holders without any knowledge. They may have a lot of information through internet or information through a lot of other sources, through social media. But if you look at the knowledge base is really fundamental base is really weak. And it starts with that we have to re-emphasize and emphasize on establishing the knowledge base. Sometimes jokingly I say that for everything there is an expiry date. Even on medicine there is expiry date. Even on our quality certification there is expiry date. Why this is not expiry date on the degree or diploma certificates? If there is expiry date, probably everybody has to get revalidation. And that revalidation will ensure that the knowledge base is ensured. So that is the first point that comes to my mind. Anyone wants to?
Yeah, innovation. For example, in our plant, we have reduced the cost of production by about 3,000 rupees per ton or so through a type of innovation, which I don't want to say completely, unless my competitors will get a wind of it. Having said that, well, innovation is the smartest thing to take place, A. And B is, we are at zero discharge plant. In fact, in the Nagar Road, we are the only plant to have this facility. Whatever we do, we recycle it back, treat it, etc. We also have an environment lab, which we provide the services to many other industries on that section of it. Having said that, these are the things which I call it as smart.
The innovations, yeah. I was listening to speakers here. Fortunately, I was working with Maruti during my younger age, and I was sent to Maruti plant, and with this Japanese alumni organization, we were sent to Toyota plant. I was amazed to see this Toyota systems. I think we all have heard of Toyota systems here. If I'll go specifically to the point, being a manufacturing guy, my dream is on the workplace, operator or my supervisor or my area manager should not make any judgment more than one. Because if they are busy making judgments, they will not be productive. In Toyota, unbelievably, I'm talking of 1996, rather 93, 96. The operator was assembling at least 700 type of vehicles in one day on that station, in this particular station, and everything was coming in the sequence. Everything was coming just in time. With every new part coming in, there was if there is a special instruction, it was, with the paper. You have to do this very carefully or whatever. Now in our Indian context, Mr. Dege must be well aware of what I am trying to tell. In our commercial vehicle industry, people see they are same trucks. But believe me, every truck is different truck. Every truck is different truck with different configuration, with different engine, different cabin, everything is different. Now, it is always a challenge for an operator कि इसमें क्या करना है? Because there are always some tweakings, there are always, so manufacturing agility or flexibility is what I was dreaming from day one when I was exposed to Toyota systems. And I mean, it is very unfortunate. It is 2015. I mean, 20 years after that, we are still struggling to create agility, to create flexibility in the production system. We, as business leaders, we are no more manufacturing guys, honestly, we are business leaders. We are not doing our part rightly. We are still thinking that we will make system and everything will be go perfect. No, we have to have the facilitation. We have to create that facilitation to that operator level, so that he doesn't waste time in making judgment. He doesn't waste time in seeing the assembly or standards or standard operating procedures. He should do exactly whatever comes in front of him. There should be a screen in front of him, there should be work instruction in front of him, and there should be right material at right time in front of him. I think that is the key thing which we are looking at right now in this manufacturing context.
Bakar plant, when I visited, the factory is paperless. The line makes around 800, 900 different variants of models. At a click of button, the whole process sheet is there, PFMEA is there, what tools he has to use is there. He doesn't have to remember anything. He has any doubt, he just clicks the button, everything is visible to him. A paperless factory, the only factory I have seen till now. As you said, in '93 I had visited Mitsubishi. The press shop was no people. There were no people in the press shop. The press used to press. There was a trolley. The robot used to put the material on the trolley. Once the moment the weight increases, there is a trigger. The trolley starts moving to body shop. There's no people on the shop floor. This I saw in 1993. Of course, for India to move to that distance, it means it's going to be a lot of investment. It has to be viable. But lot of things are happening on the shop floor. We have very recently introduced a full-proofing mechanism. One of my lines makes 190 different types of models, varieties, a lot of variety. Components looks very similar. A lot of errors happen when the operator picks up a component. So how do we address this? In a simple mechanism, barcoding, the operator just scans before he picks up the component, the data goes to the BOM, refers to that particular BOM, and it validates and gives a signal that you have picked up the right part he assembles. The full proofing of the product has happened so strong that last 1.5 years hardly we have had any such errors where he has assembled a wrong component. Similarly, we are using this technology in data quality defects capturing, and you get the whole trend, the way the process controls are happening. It's all helping us a lot. I mean, still we are going forward on the same journey to make the factory a paperless factory, as I said, which I saw in one of the plants abroad. Of course, on machine shops, a lot of information is being captured, a lot of poka-yoke we make, engines as well. A small error which is not visible later on once you build the engine can kill the whole product. So a lot of poka-yokes are introduced in the system where it doesn't allow you to make an error, because we are definitely not that highly automated like what Bharat Forge is trying to do, a crankshaft without any people there. We have not gone to that level, but we use a lot of people, a lot of complexity, a lot of variety. We are introducing some small technologies here and there and making it easy for us operators to pick up right components, assemble it, and make the products without any defects. That has been the journey at Tata Motors, and we are going ahead in a big way, introducing various such mechanisms.
Being talked about. We have started in simple ways in trying to automate things and bring things into a perspective where we would probably have a single source of truth. We would have a single point of data entry, and once done, we must try and use this data in all aspects of manufacturing. I can give you a simple example. We manufacture control valves, and control valves is a fairly complex product. It has a lot of specifications. Now you can imagine if this specification has to be entered at multiple points, there is always a possibility of an error. The operator could miss or he could enter a data wrong. So having got this data in the ERP system, once the order is booked, the data has been generated. It's a question of how we can integrate this data into various manufacturing. For example, label printing. The same data has to be used in the label. So if I can integrate the data available in the ERP system with, say, a laser marking machine, I'm able to get the data which is error-free, and it is simply the data coming from the system to the product. The second example could be we manufacture products which need to be factory tested. There are inspections that are carried out, and I'm required to generate the testing guarantee certificates. Again, here the data is already there in the system. If I can automate our test facilities, say a test rig, where the measurements can be automated and the data can be brought into the system, and I'm able to automate the whole test and guarantee certificate generation without a manual intervention. Operator has to only load the product on the rig, start the operation, and then the whole cycle gets completed. Various parameters that need to be measured are measured, the data is taken into the system, and then you get a printout which is a test and guarantee certificate.